WWE has a big problem. Well, I actually have a few big problems. Well, I'm back. If you didn't realize I was gone, then welcome back to the most consistent YouTube channel in the wrestling universe. Now, after my fit of rage, I have come to the conclusion, or to the compromise, that, yeah, I picked a problem WWE has, but they got a shit ton of problems, so at least in the end, I will be able to use this thumbnail multiple times and have a ton of WWE has a big problem videos in the bank to come out for you guys later on. So for the sake of content, as content is king, as well as context is king, and King Booker is king, your boy has got a lot of ammo in the tank for future videos in terms of WWE has big problems. Now, you may think to yourself, what could WWE's big problem be that I'm referring to it now, and what could it possibly be? Because they, like I said, they have a ton of problems. Now, some people may think, oh, is it because Vince McMahon is paying women off for affairs? I don't see it that much of a big problem. I mean, be honest with you, if you watched anything WWF related post 99, I mean, that's pretty much a random Monday Night Raw. The only thing scandalous about it is that the man didn't do it on live television like he's done before. So if we have to go down a laundry list of problems to get to the one I'm talking about now, I mean, oh God, where do we start? You got no big stars, terrible creative, well, with that out of the way, the problem I'm talking about today in this video is WWE's biggest problem is the titles mean absolutely nothing, especially the men's title. The women's title is a little bit better off not, you know, talking about those tag team titles, but at least the women's singles titles feel like when they're having matches, it's for, in the end, that title. The rest of the roster, I mean, for the men, it's pretty much the title means nothing. The title used to be a thing that made guys. You used to win that title, you were a made guy. But literally right now, with the brand split, the multiple brand titles, you got 3 guys carrying 6 of those, and they feel even less valuable now than they did before, because you split the rosters up, then you unify the titles. Now they're walking around with both titles, but still the titles don't really mean anything. I mean, Roman Reigns makes the title doesn't make him. But those tag team titles, nobody's making them. The Usos aren't making those titles. Gunther isn't making the IC title. Ricochet wasn't before him. You got Theory as your United States champion, really wasn't doing much with it. Nobody's clamoring to see that title on TV. Nobody feels like they're actually vying for that title. He just seems to have it as a prop. It obviously is a prop. We all know professional wrestling, the title, is a prop, but it's supposed to be the title again, that makes a guy when they win it. So everybody on the roster, you know what they're after. You know what the one goal is the title at hand. But none of it ever really feels like that in WWE. It all feels like they're just kind of having random matches. Wins don't matter, losses don't matter. You got the idiotic #1 contender thing, which is a championship contender. Basically, beat the champion in a non-title, you get him in a title shot. Makes no sense, right? So again, I think the worst thing they could have done was split the brands with separate titles. You could have split the brands, and I've said this a million times on my channel, so you guys already know this. If you're one of the OGs of the channel, you've heard me say this multiple times. They have to had the title just be one and have a traveling champion. NWA style, this would have been the way to go. It would have made the title mean more. You would have had the secondary titles be more important when that main champion isn't on that show. And obviously, having one tag team champion as well. You have the Usos, they would have went from show to show like they're doing now, but now they have both straps. So, I mean, it is what it, just make one title that doesn't look like a nickel, and, you know, just that be the undisputed tag team champion. Same thing with Roman Reigns. Put the two titles together, fuse them together into a classic Wing Eagle style, you know, back there, or something like that, for we can, you know, so you can have it as a main championship. He goes from show to show, defends it on show to show. The secondary title becomes the main title on that show when he's not there. Obviously, he goes from Raw to SmackDown to defend in a feud. Obviously, Raw's title being the United States Championship becomes the #1 title on the show. Everybody on that show is vying for that title until the next feud frees up the champion to move back to another show, or he stays on that one. I think it would have been the best thing they could have done, because right now the championships mean absolutely nothing. The belts aren't making the guys. The guys aren't even making the belts. Really, the only person that's done that is Roman Reigns, because he's you know, at the tippity top of the mountain and he's only halfway up. So obviously, this is what needs to be done here. They need to figure something out to make these titles mean more. I'm not saying going the AEW route with the rankings. I got a video coming out about that as well. But maybe put some more stakes out there and make the title the focal point of the show rather than the wrestler themselves, because you don't have the star power to do that. You know, the guy can make the title just like Roman Reigns does, but you don't have a ton of Roman Reigns on the rosters disposable so that you can bring them in and make a title. So it's got to be the other way around right now. They got to make the titles mean more. They got to make everybody out there vying for the championships and make it a point, emphasis, that that is what everybody is there for. Something Jim Ross lets you know so well. What are these individuals in the ring competing for? And it's for that championship goal. WWE's got a big ass problem on their hands, and obviously it's because the WWE championships mean absolutely nothing at this point in time, and haven't for a very long time. The disservice been done to the IC title for almost, you know, decades at this point, and it seems like there's no end in sight in terms of all that. But again, there's a laundry list of problems WWE has, and thankfully, because of those problems, I got a ton of videos I can make off of that, and the content will be coming out. But right now, I'm talking about this. Championships need to matter. They need to be important. They need to be on the show, and as a point of emphasis, everybody's got to be vying for those belts, whatever division you're in. And let's have some traveling champions. It would make more sense, even though the brand split is kind of dead already. It just would have made more sense to have a traveling champion back and forth between shows. You can still kind of do it if you have somebody focus only on one show, even though there's no brand split, or kind of no brand split. Have them focus on one show and the other show focus on the secondary titles. This is the only way it's going to work, guys. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's WWE's biggest problem, at least for this video, and I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. I'm back. I'm going to be more consistent. The Wrestling Report will make a return. That'll be a weekly show with a rotating, second. So it'll be me all the time in a rotating second. My guy Jonesy can't commit for every single show, so I'll have a rotating chair there when Jonesy is not available to do the stream. I'll let you guys know more about that, in the next couple weeks. I'm trying to start it back up in July, but I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video of the return of the channel, the new setup, everything, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys on the next one.